is an article by Maris and Motes called Mapping Controversies with Social Media. And they call it a case for symmetry. You will remember when I talked to you about the need for symmetry. Venturini talks about that when he's discussing mapping controversies. This is quite a useful article. Let me just close the sidebar so we can see this a little bit better. And I want to point out some things in this article for you. They pay particular attention to the analysis of social media and say that that this has some methodological implications because social media analysis or present researchers here they say with a multifaceted object. And what they mean by that specifically is that they say we have to really carefully unpack what it is that we're actually analyzing. They start their article by pointing out that that this is an extension of social science traditions. It allows some scaled up, fine-grained, visual, real-time, and participatory form of analysis. They find there's a tension using these approaches, and they write here, within these approaches between their ambition to use digital media instrumentally to map controversies unfolding beyond these settings. So they point towards, again, also this issue that we have also come across, that mapping controversies, these tools, allow you to create visualizations, follow some occurrences, but the tool itself may become overwhelming in its presence and may also skew what you can get out of it. They are pointing towards three possible ways. Here I didn't highlight that, but three different ways of delineating the analysis. One that privileges the instrumental capacity of social media, so to make use of this instrumentality. Another method also that foregrounds the media specificity of controversies, and also the symmetrical approach. And what I mean by that, they'll continue a little bit further down. In the next part of the article, that could be quite nice also for you if you want to have a look at that, is they go through this development of controversies analysis over time, going back to David Bloor and other colleagues, continue to, of course, actor network theory, Callan and Latour, and this emphasis also to look at human and non-human actors. You can see this here, and ways to follow the actors, and they also connect to a number of studies, all very useful literature if you want to take a look at that. So after that, they continue here saying, are we actually studying controversies as they unfold? Or are we studying digital media dynamics? So do you see? So the thing is, they try and problematize whether we are preoccupied with the method and the tools itself, or whether we are actually studying the nature of the phenomena that we perhaps are interested in the first place. So then they say social media are interesting to look at, and they say it's a useful way to gain information about uh, the controversy that you want to study. For two reasons, they say. First, because um, there's something about mainstreaming and the wider uptake of media technologies across various groups, and that's social groups, professional groups, and so forth. And also, um, they argue that social media provide more structured data than general sort of web data. Mm. And this is because social media is typically organized by topics, themes, or something like that. So they refer to some examples from studies also where other researchers have followed reply chains to certain YouTube videos to also detect debates and all that. So depending on the topic, this can be quite a useful way to do your investigation, and this could be of interest to some of you in your um, in the controversies that you're following. Scholars have of course combined different methods. So it's then also that you're not necessarily staying with the mapping tool as such, but such as one of my colleagues here from technoanthropology group in Copenhagen, Andreas Birkbach, is talking about combining the analysis of Facebook, for instance, through network analysis with discourse analysis. That means using discourse analysis to then analyze what has been harvested through network analysis. So it's the next step analysis, basically. They ask a very important question here. While we may set out to do social research with social media, we may easily end up studying platform-specific dynamics and the other way around. So again, it's about trying to identify, trying to stay critical about the tool that we are applying here. I want to move towards the three ways of analyzing controversies. And so they identify the precautionary, the affirmative, and the empiricist approach. First of all, they talk about adopting a precautionary approach. And what that means is to take a negative understanding of the contribution of digital platforms. So that means that what you also have learned so far to do is to reduce the amount of data that may be clouding the picture that is generated, so that you're taking things out. You remove certain artifacts from your network analysis. And here, so they give an example. When setting out to map controversies around privacy on Twitter, we were struck by the predominance of generic content associated with the hashtag privacy. And so they found, for instance, astrological signs such as hashtag Pisces, hashtag Aquarius, etc. And also generic media terms like blog and email and something like that. Let me just go up here. So our instinctive response was to remove the bots, to delete from our data set all the tweets using these generic hashtags. Um, and the objective when operating in this mode is to secure the empirical viability of the social media analysis, to make sure that we are mapping the issue and not allow our analysis to be hijacked in turn by platform artifacts, that is, the bots attracted to popular topics. So this is the first approach, or this precautionary approach. Then they refer to a performative approach. And here they say this is a more positive appreciation. What they mean is that because digital platforms, here they say precisely, let me just highlight this here, precisely because digital platforms rely on medium specific metrics to identify sources relevant to a topic, this work proposes they can reveal relevant inflections in the mediation of controversial topics. What they mean is here precisely because engines count links, consider timestamps, and so on, they're able to reveal the political charges of content that controversy analysts are interested in. So that means that actually this ability of these of the mapping tools that we have to also trace these the evolution of certain events by time, or in this case, they refer to an example where they are tracking then country-specific Googles. You can follow that. So it's the performance that can be tracked here, and however, they say this becomes difficult or unhelpful to sustain when the critical question arises in social media research: what exactly are we analyzing when mapping privacy debates on Twitter? Are we just following links to news stories? And if so, why are we not analyzing news media content? Do you see? So the difference here is that is the focus on the link and or on the content itself. And so here they turn to their third question. So here sorry, to go back a step again, number 2 here was about the performance of a particular topic that is being debated, and but it's something that has to be that they're also quite critical about. And so then they're proposing a third approach called um, uh, this empiricist approach, saying, taking, being ambiguous about one's inquiry, and doing this by paying equal attention to how social media mediate and how the controversy mediates the role of social media. So it's going into what they also referred to at the beginning, into this balancing, this symmetrical um, play between the analysis. So, and here I'm going to leave now the rest uh, over to you to analyze, to read the rest of this article, where they talk about their example, where they tested these 3 approaches through the scientific empiricist, the performative, and the radically empiricist approach, and they take you through this. So what I would like you to do is to read, and this is then from, also in particular, from page 7 here and go through the examples. And you can see that they've used Gephi tools such as what you used yourself before. And they go through these different modes that they have discussed earlier to identify the different outcomes that they get from that.